preparing to live stream our meeting right now. There it is.
Yay.
I am so excited. This is amazing stuff. I can't wait to talk about this. Here we go. So, hi, it's me, Jennifer, from Little Metal Foxes. And I've got
Julia, also from Little Metal Foxes.
And
Little Metal Foxes.
Yay! So we're real excited. Helen and Julia introduced me to this stuff. This is camellia oil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why do we need camellia oil? What is it?
Well, do we really need anything?
What is it and why?
So it says on this little label, Kurobara camellia oil, non-toxic, non-allergenic, rust preventive oil is what it says in English. I can't read the Japanese, so I can't tell you what it says.
Mine's in Japanese, and it says camellia oil. And on the description, it says for Japanese, for high quality Japanese knives, cutlery, and tools, basically.
Right.
And sewing machines. So on the back, it has all that information. It's not an edible oil. It says so. But
it is non-toxic.
It is not toxic. It is not for food consumption.
Right. It's not food grade. Don't eat it.
Right. But
I found out about it. I'm not sure who I found out about it from. I'm sure I found out about it through somebody in the Seattle Metals Guild. Go Seattle Metals Guild. I love the Seattle Metals Guild, and I've met many, many wonderful people through it. The two of you, not least among them. So the Hardwick Swap Shop carried it because they used to carry really high-end Japanese wood saws and chisels and stuff. And so I've had it for a long time and used it for oiling like my dapping punches and stuff because, Pacific Northwest is moist and humid the way Japan is moist and humid.
Right.
But then Helen turned us on to these. Helen, how did you find out about these?
So I went with a friend. Oh, excuse the helicopter noise. I went with a friend to a Japanese gardening tool shop called Niwaki, Niwaki. I am sure I am slaughtering the pronunciation, but it's niwaki.com. And I saw these sitting on the counter. And I was like, oh, what are these? And I'm kind of looking, I'm like, oh, that sounds really great. And I had already gotten the camellia oil because I just gotten from Julia's recommendations because I just gotten my rolling mill. So I was like, oh, this will be a great way to apply the oil to my rolling mill.
Yep.
And so then I shared it with my lovely lady friends. And
so I got it. Yeah.
We're all fans.
We're all fans. So then here in the US, I got it from a company called Woodwork Supply. Same idea, I think, is that it's
the exact same bottle. So it's
same bottle, and and then I got some camellia oil for Jennifer as well. But yeah, it's the same exact thing. And Woodwork Supply, again, it's all about keeping the edges of your metal tools sharp, right?
Yeah.
You can't cut wood if your tool is dull.
Right.
But you don't want to touch your edge tools with your hands. So this way you have the little dauber that you can use to.
Well, and this also says for swords and cutlery, so if this is actually really helpful if you are using it on things like your, swords and knives and cutlery, because you don't have to touch the blade with anything but the felt surface.
Right.
No worries about cutting a finger.
Right. But this has a couple of different sections. It has like this and screws, and it has like the wicks come down into a cotton well where you put the oil, and then the top comes off, and it's like a big magic marker where you can apply it to the tools. But this is fantastic for like applying it to your rolling mill. But you can
I mean, it was really great because it took any lint that I had left over from cleaning it originally, took it right off. And I'm just like pew pew pew,
and then
wiping it and rolling.
So it isn't going to get dirty. It does. The wick, when it first comes, if you smell it, it has a smell like sort of like machine oil or diesel or something like that. And so I left mine open to try to off gas that a little bit, and it did a little bit. But I think really what the point of that is so that it's like pre-primed, like the wick is pre-primed with oil. So I think once I haven't put any camellia oil in here, but once I put the oil in here and it starts wicking up through here, as I use it, I imagine that smell will dissipate because the camellia oil really doesn't have much of a scent at all.
It is no fragrance. It is fragrance free. So the nice thing about this container is that if you need to be able to like drop it into the joint of a tool, if you need to
On a tap,
on a whatever little machining you're doing, this is a great dispenser for that. And this is greater for broader surfaces like your rolling mill. So, but this, because it doesn't have any fragrance, if you're doing something like, I know a couple of jewelers who use different oils for like engraving or sharpening their tools or for stone setting and stuff. And they use like a wintergreen oil or a very fragrant oil. The nice thing about this is it has zero fragrance to it. It really doesn't have any smell to it.
Yeah. So why the wintergreen oil? Is wintergreen oil just a really light oil? Is that why people, engravers use it? Yeah. Because boy, howdy, is it a powerful scent.
It is a very powerful.
I hate wintergreen.
Yeah. And so anytime, people are like, use wintergreen oil. I'm like, let's not.
Really, let's not.
Yeah, I have some. Because I had taken an class a long time ago, but.
Yeah, and this stuff is just, it's such a good light oil that it's used for like sewing machine oil as well, which is very light. And because it's not tacky or sticky, it's very slick. It's not, nano oil is almost too slick, and this is more of a, it almost feels like a silicone oil because it's so slick. Mm-hmm. So, but it doesn't have any of the like residual gumminess that you get with some of the other oils. So
like 3-in-1 eventually can get kind of gummy.
A lot of oils, even especially organic oils, because as they kind of biodegrade, they have a tendency to get a little like tacky, because they volatilize a little bit still. So, but this doesn't seem to do that. And but it's a really nice clean oil for like the rolling mill. So with the rolling mill, when you're applying it, I usually will go over my rolling mill after use, and I will wipe it down to make sure it doesn't have any dust or debris from the rolling itself that has, like broken parts off or something. And then I can take this and just wipe it over real quick and wipe off any dust or lint. But I'll use like lint-free rags or paper towels when I wipe it down. So get that stuff off and then use the light oil, and then close the rollers. And I won't close them all the way shut. I close them to where they're just barely kissing, because the oil has a surface tension to it that will distribute itself all over the rollers just by closing them down just enough where that oil can make contact. The reason I don't close it like all the way down, there's two reasons, but one, you don't want to get any flat spots on the rollers. The other reason is even if you have like dust or lint or something left over, it can impress on the rolling mill itself. So having a little bit of gap there is helpful. But you were saying too, don't store it closed, because if you're storing your rolling mill with the rollers touching closed with pressure on them, because they're on springs, it's under constant pressure and it can make a flat spot on your rolling mill, and that area can absorb some condensation and rust on that spot as well. Neither of those things do you want to happen. So
yeah.
So
one of the things I really liked when I was using my thing,
oil pot, your oil pot,
because it has a corner on it, I could get into the grooves of the wire section of the rolling mill.
Yeah, it has, because the little wicks, it's basically 4 pieces of wicking that have been stuck in here. And these are just stuck in. You can actually move them. So if it's like, if it comes and the back end isn't in contact with the wicking inside, you can push it down so that it comes out and sticks in.
Those hold so much anyway. Yeah. It's that's really, really nice. So yeah, it does say on I got my Google Translate on the phone, and it says oil pot on the front, and to use just sparingly, small amounts at a time on the thing, on the oil pot. Well, Julia, do you want to show, or do you want me to show how you open it?
I don't care. Yeah, go ahead. You do it.
Go ahead. You said you wanted to do this. So
okay. All right. Hold on.
Now. Here we go.
Hold on. here we go. Let me turn on my share thing.
Yeah,
And
there she is.
oh,
Hi there.
why did you put the spotlight on? I was trying to share.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just had to
Share my second camera. There we go. Okay, so here's my little oil pot that says, mine says Abura Tsubo oil applicator. All right, so the top comes off like this. And then this comes off like this. And on the website, on the, what was it, Helen, the one you went to?
Yeah, the niwaki.org.
Yaki. It said to fill it, you know, like
Halfway.
halfway. So you can see there's cotton wadding down in here and then it comes up here. So I don't think you want to fill it all the way up. I think you just need to kind of fill it up to the bottom there.
Yeah.
Actually, I might have to.
Do you mind while you're doing that?
I might have to take the lid off to pour it in. Because dropping it, the dropper part drops very well.
And I would think that just having it, making sure that the cotton is well saturated
Right.
is the key.
Yeah. So it looks like it's absorbing up into the sides a bit. There we go. It's more than enough, I think. Okay, so now this is all saturated. You can see how dark it is.
Yeah.
And I could probably put a little more in there, but I think it's probably good. I was tipping it to see if it would sort of run out, which it doesn't look like it's doing. So then this is on here, but it's going to take a while for that to wick up. So what Jennifer had done, which I think was a smart move. And Helen, did you do this too, or did you fill up the bottom part? What did you do?
No, because I am in the middle of moving, I did not fill up the bottle. What I did is I only applied it like you're about to do now to the top. So
Right.
that I could get the camellia and use it just as an applicator, because I get the camellia oil on all my tools, all of them.
Right. Yes, which is really smart. So Helen is about to move and she had to pack all her tools up to move them to a new location. And one of the things she did, I guess, was oil them all in advance.
Yep.
Really smart to do that.
Yeah.
So
anytime you're going to be packing up your tools for any kind of extended, time, whether it's going to be, you're not going to be in your studio over the winter, or, you're going on vacation and things are going to be sitting around for a while, or, whatever,
right.
Or especially if you're going to be shipping them overseas, make sure,
yes,
make sure they're like thoroughly lubricated before that.
Yeah.
Right.
So Valerie is watching on YouTube, and she said that she uses the camellia oil when cutting her jump ring coils.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you can use it for that. The only downside to using an oil for cutting jump rings coils is that then you have to clean it off, and so you really have to use hot soapy water. So I actually prefer using something like Burlife, the liquid Burlife, because it's water soluble, and so it'll go away more easily than the oil will. But the oil is really good because it persists. So
right.
Yeah. So that's basically what I did. I put some oil on the wadding, I put some oil on the top, and then the whole idea is that this wadding goes down and touches this, so everything's touching. So then it is going to absorb.
So it's like a magic marker.
So it's like a magic marker. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And my camellia oil wasn't full to start with, but let's see how much.
Yeah, you didn't use that much.
I didn't use that much. My bottle wasn't full, but now it's up to about there. So, I mean, and I've had this bottle for a really long time. It's not an oil that you use up really quickly because it's really light.
I've used it for a bunch of things and I have not gone through hardly any, because mine was, I just filled it up to the cotton. So the cotton was saturated and put it on top. And I've used it for other stuff. And I still looks like I have a full bottle. Right. So,
yeah.
Yeah. And this was this is 100 milliliter, which I think is the 4 ounce, I want to say.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. I got mine at a local Japanese knife store. So I think, you can find, a lot of ways to get the camellia oil.
Yeah. Yeah. So woodworking, Amazon, knife stores, the garden centers a lot of times will have it because
Mhm.
of sharpening, like really good high-end like gardening tools, like bonsai tools and things like that. Yeah,
Right.
have to
Yeah.
be really sharp and clean. So yeah, but it's yeah, I like that I've got like 2 different dispensers for the oil now, and
Mm-hmm.
that it's fragrance free.
Yeah,
I don't
I
want
am
to
a big
smell
fan
like
of fragrance free.
yeah, it's fragrance free. So yeah, absolutely. And even for sharpening knives, this can be used for like sharpening your tools as well. So for
Mm-hmm.
things like engravers
But
and
you
some
were
of the
using,
working tools. So,
right, like, whatever, wherever you would use wintergreen oil, I think you can use this one
yeah,
instead.
or a light 3-in-1 oil, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's really good. So
So anyway, there you go. There you have it.
this is,
We
We
made
like
a
it.
whole tool tip out of pouring some oil into some cotton.
yeah, there you go. So yeah,
Excitement.
what right
I need
there?
tissue to wipe my hand. But yeah, unlike most oils,
One.
I can smell it, but it's not unpleasant.
There it is. Where's the other one, Julia? Here's that one. What? Yeah. Okay. All right, people. We will see you next week with another wonderful tool tip. And make sure you check out
Woohoo!
the other ones, follow us, like us, smash the like button. Smash, smash, smash right now before you go anyplace. Do it. Are you doing it? Are you doing it right now? And subscribe because it helps us bring more great content to you. So, don't.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much.
All
Bye.
right.